welcome to the first episode of Der Springen Poppen Garage. Today I want to introduce you to my first classic car, the 1971 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. A little bit of history and my personal opinions on the car soon to come. Of all the cars I've owned over the years, this is my absolute favorite. This is my 1971 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. Now this is a hand-sculpted, hand-built, reliable German car. And it's not just special because of its looks or design or reliability. It's special because it's a part of my family history. This exact car was used by my mother to drive me to high school when I was a child. My sister learned how to drive a manual transmission on this car. My father and mother used to drive this up and down the East Coast to motoring events. It's part of the family, it's part of the blood, and it's part of the spirit of who I am and where I come from. And that's the special thing about classic cars, is it's not just about the looks or that it can get you to point A to point B. It also takes you back in time through history to a place that no longer exists. Now the Karmann Ghia came to be in the late 1950s when Volkswagen was experiencing tremendous sales and needed to add a halo car to their fleet. And so they went to the Carrozzeria Ghia in Italy to design this body, which was then hand assembled and hand sculpted by the Karmann coach builders in Germany. And look at it. It's not fast by any means. It's a Volkswagen Beetle with a sexy sculpted body. It's slow, it performs poorly, but just look at it. There's absolutely no way that you can't distinguish this from other vehicles on the road. The beauty of the Karmann Ghia doesn't just lay in its style and design, but also in its mechanical simplicity. Let's have a look. And there you have it, a plain old Volkswagen engine. This is a 1600cc, 4-cylinder, flat engine. It's fed air and fuel through a single carburetor. Electricity is created with this simple generator right here. Air comes right through this oil bath air canister, and all of the particles will get stuck in the oil that's in the bottom of this. You've got a charcoal canister for emissions, a battery, a very simple 4-speed manual transmission, and that's it. And this is just a regular Volkswagen Beetle motor. They're a dime a dozen. They're very easy to work on, and if you don't want to work on it, there's plenty of mechanics that have the know-how and knowledge to do it. Parts are cheap and abundant, and the knowledge base on the internet and all types of printed publications are plenty. So it's a kind of car where you're not going to get in trouble if you have a mechanical issue, because they are simple and simple to work on by design. The simplicity doesn't end with just the engine. On the inside, you've got pretty much all you really need to drive. Steering wheel, speedometer, fuel gauge. You've got your shift lever, your brakes. These little levers right here control your heat and your defroster. And all they do is just open up flaps back in the engine to recirculate that engine heat up front to keep you warm. Other than that, we have a very fancy feature on the Karmann Ghia that is an electric clock. And as you can see, I've got an aftermarket stereo, simple glove box, which when you open it up, you can push that lever to open up the trunk, which is up front. Very simple, nice big steering wheel, not so roomy and definitely not very comfortable, especially if you're over 30 years old or over 5 feet 10. But, you know, just a unique and simple and pleasurable car to drive. Simplicity, style, and storage. If you don't have enough room up front, well, there's plenty of room for storage in the back. Look at this backseat bench that reveals another trunk. Now look at how deep and far back this goes. You can fit more luggage, and if you have anything that you don't want anyone to see, like in my case, usually illegal fireworks, you can store it back here, flip this lid up, and no one would know. But that's what's so great about this car. Very good looking, very reliable, easy to work on, and tons of practicality. It really is a win-win. You can pick up a Karmann Ghia for as little as $5,000 and have a project. Or if you'd like a really mint, fully restored one, expect to spend upwards of $20,000 and not much more. It's cheap, it's fun, and it'll make you smile. And that's what classic cars are all about. Hey, how are you? Simplicity and style. That's really what you get with a Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. From every angle, it's a pleasure to look at, it's a pleasure to work with, it's a pleasure to own. Now enough of this. Let's have a little drive, huh? The feel of the steering wheel, the simple pedal setup, and the wonky and very wobbly shiftgate can sometimes be a little irritating. But none of that matters when you're driving a Karmann Ghia. Everywhere you go, people smile and admire the way the car looks, and you can't help but admire yourself for owning such a special vehicle. Just gliding down the road simply just washes all of your troubles away. watching the first episode of Der Spring and Poppin' Garage. Stay tuned to this YouTube channel for more history, car repairs, and learning together how to keep these beautiful machines alive and well.